Yeah.
I bought my first car, it was a Honda Accord, bro. The transmission was gone.
What's good, world? I got my guy Ratiq Dewitt in the building, all the way from Dream Car Seekers. And y'all have to pay attention to this episode right here, because after talking to this guy, the guy that you guys are about to learn from right now, I've been buying cars completely wrong. I never knew that I could save at the dealership. I never knew all the hacks that he had. So you guys always know I'm trying to bring value to the show. So I want you guys to learn from the expert right here of how you should be buying a car, especially if you want a luxury or exotic car. So welcome to the show, Ratiq.
Let's get it, man. I appreciate you having me here, for real.
Yeah, man, definitely. So, I mean, let's just give an introduction of what Dream Car Seekers is before I start asking a lot of questions, because I got a lot of questions to ask you when it comes to this.
Okay, that's a good question. So DCS is basically a community of car lovers, car enthusiasts, car fanatics who want to buy cars but save money.
Right.
Not just buy any cars, but buy luxury and exotic cars.
Yeah.
Because, they say cars are depreciating assets, but it's all based off how you buy the car. So our entire system is about strategically buying these cars, So
Okay.
it's just a bunch of car guys and car. I can't leave my females out.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of car people just buying cars the right way, the smart way.
Yeah.
A way that doesn't involve them losing money.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing too, which I didn't know until I talked to you, is like every time I went to the car lot, right? So think 30 years old, you know what I'm saying? Your first car, 16 years old, that usually is going to be a pass down car, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe a few years after that, parents may help you get the car, but then you get into that age where you're really buying your first car, probably, I'm assuming, like 25 and up.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? At that point, you have no knowledge of how to buy a car.
Yeah.
So, but you're like, I want a new car. Maybe I got my first good job.
Yep.
And then what you usually do, you don't even do the smart thing of getting always approved first, right? By going to your bank, which you probably should go to your credit union because they usually the interest rates are better. But a lot of people are walking straight in there. They're getting the buy here, pay here's. They're getting bad deals.
Yeah.
They're getting screwed over and thinking that they're doing good. Because I remember, me and my wife went to get a car, and we're just hoping we can get one. We're not educated, right?
Yeah.
And then they start talking to her because they see that's the emotion play. They start saying,
Facts.
You want the sunroof? You want the peanut butter seat? She's like, yeah.
Yep.
And then they come out and they're like, oh, we could do this for $800 a month. I'm like, $800 on what?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, just kind of break down just like, your route of how you got into this with learning and who exactly is the people that you feel like you can help.
Yeah.
And just tearing down those objections to where people feel like, man, you can't save money at the car dealership.
Yeah. So, what's crazy? One of the first things I ever realized is that when you're in business, there are certain things you learn about business, right? Like, prime example, if you're in the credit industry, you start learning how the banks operate.
Right.
And with you knowing how the banks operate, you can position your clients to get better approval odds on credit cards, on homes, on auto loans, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
That same thing applies in a dealership. They run a business, and what a part of their business is sales.
Yeah.
So you going into a dealership completely oblivious to understanding how sales work and speaking to somebody about buying one of the biggest purchases you ever gonna make in your life.
Yeah. Because you got home and then you got car.
Exactly. So it's like, shouldn't you want to know how the dealership operates so you can kind of maneuver your way while you're in there instead of just falling trapped to just being oblivious to what's actually happening?
Because I mean, think about it. You're gonna have a car payment. Most people have a car payment forever, right?
Yeah.
They usually you either have the people that keep the car for 10 years, and then by the end of it, it's like, this is where my actual philosophy on cars was, and you have a different one with your strategy, right?
Yep.
My thing was, when growing up, it was like, keep your car, pay it off. But the issue is, by the time you pay it off, you don't want the car no more. So then you possibly keep the car for another 6 months to a year, and guess what? Right back in another car payment.
Exactly.
So then, and where you can probably correct me, that's when I started thinking, like, should I just lease cars? Because I want cars every 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, your strategy kind of has it, but just break down all the different cycles of how you can get cars.
So let me answer the first question you asked me, was about the overall process. So basically, all cars aren't made equally.
Right.
Right. Like, That's why I only focus on exotic and flagship cars, flagship luxury cars, because those cars hold value.
Right.
If you buy something like a Honda Accord or like a Ford 4Runner, a Toyota 4Runner, something that's mass produced.
Yeah.
Like even a C8 Corvette, people love that car.
They
that
do.
Car is
I wanted one.
That's like probably one of the worst cars to buy when it comes to holding value. They're mass produced.
Yeah.
You can literally go outside and hit the gas station and see a freaking Corvette.
Yeah. Facts.
So anything that's mass produced never hold value. So that's why I buy cars that are like limited production. They got a limited production schedule. And that's normally flagship cars. A flagship car is like the top of the line trim for a particular manufacturer. So we're talking about Mercedes.
Yeah.
An AMG 63 is top of the line. The 53 is not top of the line. It's an AMG, but it's not a 63, right?
Got you.
Or buying the Audi RS line. That's like RS7, RSQ8, the bigger truck, or BMW M.
Yeah.
Right? I got another one for you. Mercedes S550 or S580.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no, it's not top of the line.
Mass
that
produced.
car's mass produced.
Yeah.
Right? And the funny thing about this is it's actually cheaper for the consumer or the buyer to buy the higher end cars compared to buying the more expensive cars, because the more expensive cars is ways to minimize your overall cost. Like prime example, my McLaren is only costing me $264 a month for my insurance, full coverage.
Full.
Why? Because the insurance companies basically judge your insurance off of the driver, but also based off of the car. How often that car gets into an accident.
Yeah.
Right? So if you got a car that's limited in production compared to a car like a Tesla Model 3, which crashes every freaking day,
Yeah.
it's going to be higher insurance for that car because more people crash in that car. They don't consider the number of cars that's actually produced.
And just to interject, even if this is off subject, are people crashing the Tesla 3s because there's a lot of them, or is it just like because it's a different type of technology in the car?
No, they're crashing them more because it's more of them.
Yes.
Like you gotta if you would compare 5,000 Teslas being made to 200 McLaren 600s being produced.
Yeah.
That's 18 times more. I don't even know what the number is. The point is that's what they judge it off of. And if you get an S550, you'll actually have a higher insurance opposed to getting an S65. And it's the same car, but that car doesn't crash as much.
See, that's just education right there.
That's my point exactly. So many people go into it and they go into car buying already thinking what they think and say, okay, cool, like I'm going to lose money. I'm going to accept that. It ain't gotta be that way.
Yeah, because that's what I was telling you. I was just saying, like, when you were just telling me about this whole Dream Car Secret thing, I was like, well, most people walk into the dealership already afraid. They walk in feeling like, I can't get anything.
Yep.
So the fact that the car person comes back and say, well, we can put you in, and I don't even like those terms, we can put you in. You know what I'm saying?
Why do they walk in? Why do they walk in fearful?
I think it's because, like you said, it's like the second biggest purchase. It's this thing like you go into buying a home, you're already kind of like timid, right? Unless you've done it multiple times. Same thing with the car.
Yeah, I'm thinking, this is what I said, and the reason I asked you that question. I think they walk in fearful because they don't know.
Yeah.
Most people are fearful of things that they don't know.
Right.
So the best thing you can do is educate yourself.
Right.
And that will eliminate or lower the fear tremendously.
Facts.
Like I used to be scared of snakes. I'm afraid of snakes.
I still am.
But the thing is, you can grab a snake by the tail and shake it, and you'll kill it or knock it out like that. So it's like you're only afraid. Country boy. I'm just keeping it a bit. I'm from North Carolina.
Yeah.
NC stand up.
Yeah.
My point is, like, overall, that's just the way it works when it comes to fear.
Yeah.
If you educate yourself before you go into these dealerships, it's a whole other ball game.
Yeah.
I don't get treated as like an average car buyer.
Yeah.
No matter what dealership I walk in, whether it's Lamborghini for an exotic, or whether it's an exotic luxury car dealership, or whether it's a small economy dealership.
Got you.
Because I understand how they operate.
Got you. And what I want to ask you, for anyone who's listening right now, who's like, they just talking about luxury and exotic. Is there a place for like the economy car in this conversation at all?
No.
No. Okay. Makes sense.
It's all about luxury and exotic cars with me. First of all, it's because I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's because of the way you can position yourself financially.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're willing to spend a little bit more money, you can save a shit ton more money.
So with you saying that, then the person who is, and I'm not talking about like, Chevy Malibus and stuff here. What I'm talking about at the moment is the person who's kind of in the $40,000-ish, $50,000 car range. Would they actually do better with your strategy by bumping up to a higher class, getting a better car, but still pretty much spending that same amount?
So normally the minimum ballpark I like to be at for luxury cars or flagship luxury cars is right around 45. That's super low.
Yeah.
You're looking at the Maseratis, the Ghibli. You're looking at the Jaguars, the Type F. So that's that like bottom line, 45, 50,000. And then I love to go above that because again, with my strategy, you're just more so parking your money. You're not losing it. So if you're getting a car and you're putting a down payment, or even if you don't got a down payment and you're making monthly payments, you're recouping your money once you sell your car. So if you had that car for a year, I'm teaching you how to recoup that money instead of just losing it.
And then since we're still at the beginning of the show, just to keep people on here, how much is the most that you've seen saved using this strategy that we're talking about?
It's funny. I'm just giving you my most recent deal. Yeah. My boy Dion Coopwood, he's in the credit industry. Dion Lambo over the course of a year was $92,000 to $94,000, right?
That's how much the payments would have been for the whole year.
That's how much the payments, including the down payment, would have been. He put $50,000 down. When you're stepping into that exotic world, normally a higher down payment is required because you don't have any comparable credit. Yeah. You don't have anything to show that you can actually pay for something of this caliber. So it's like the way the banks mitigate their risk is by charging a higher down payment. Right. Right. So Dion's situation was $92,000 for the year. Right. Dion is going to recoup 88% of his money back. He's going to recoup somewhere around $84,000 back after a year when he sells his car.
So then that's another thing. So you guys heard that already. Using this strategy, someone bought a black Lamborghini, going to be able to save $84,000. So now, because I like tearing down the limiting beliefs, what if someone's like, why would I sell it in a year? Because I'm not used to that. They're so used to keeping it for years.
So I wouldn't say this strategy is for everybody. Yeah. But you do have a lot of car guys, car girls. They don't want to stay in cars. Right. Some people want to stay in their car. Some don't. Most people, after they buy a car, 7-8 months down the road, they tired of it. Yeah. I want something new. Yeah. And it's like, most people will say, okay, cool, you need to get a lease then. Get a lease because you can get out of the car without having to pay any more money. But think about the money you paid while you had the lease. Right. You lost that shit.
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my overall thing. That's why I just think I don't recommend leases at all. Yeah. Financing is the way to go.
Why not? Just so people know and I know as well.
Yeah. You're not building any equity.
Got you.
So with the strategy I'm using, you're financing. You're buying the car at the actual worth, and every dollar you put in the car is going towards equity. Like you're literally parking your money. Yeah. So then you can recoup your money once you sell it.
And the key word you said as well is equity, right? So that's showing that it has to be certain cars because you had talked about the mass produced cars. So just to sum up what I'm saying, everybody, is we basically spoke about, certain cars that hold value, right? And then what he just said, the word equity, you have to pick the right car so that the car is not the depreciation asset. Because a lot of people know car is a depreciation asset, but some of them aren't if they're the right one.
Exactly. And you can even Google that. Yeah. I posted something on my Instagram the other day, and it said all cars depreciate except classic cars and collectible cars. Gotcha. Collectible cars can be categorized as an exotic or categorized as a flagship luxury car. Yeah. So it's like it tells you without really telling you the details.
Yes. But yes. So you have a strong background just in credit in itself, right? Because I knew that's where that's your business. And the thing that I was wondering when you were you had mentioned something about when Dion got his Lamborghini, right? What type of qualifications if someone's like, their mind's tingling right now, they're interested in, the dream car Secret, what do they need to have before to even qualify to get the car?
So I think when you ask that question, we're kind of talking to two different people. You got the people that want to buy an exotic car and the people that want to buy a luxury car or a performance car. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a luxury car. It can be a performance car like a GTR, Nissan GTR. It's a $100,000 car.
Yeah.
Or it can be a Ford Mustang GT500, which is the top of the line Mustang, not the regular GT, or anything of that caliber. But my point is this: if we're talking about buying a luxury car or a performance car, something that costs like 80 grand, 70 grand, 90 grand, 9 times out of 10, I could position your deal where you can get in that car with no money down. So the only thing you really have to focus on is your payments, us positioning your payments so you can actually recoup your money. And besides that, for the exotic world, if you already had an exotic car, it's another ball game. Most lenders are going to probably want anywhere between 5 to 10% down.
If you already had one?
If you already had an exotic.
So why if you already had one, it seems like you have to do more? I
was saying that earlier. If you already have one, you actually do less.
Got you.
So if you never had an exotic car before, you're looking at 20% down, or sometimes 30, 40% down, sometimes even 50% down. Because you don't have anything showing that you can actually handle that type of credit.
Got you.
And that's just the way the credit system works. It's called comparable credit. So most banks are willing to lend you 120 to 150% of your previous auto loan.
Got you.
So that's how they go about mitigating their risk. You had a car that's 80,000. Let's multiply that times 150. We'll give you that.
Got you. Okay.
Anything over that, we need a down payment.
Yeah. What would be like some good, because like what we've been talking about, I've been hearing a lot of cars, right? What would be some good SUVs for the SUV people that fit in this criteria?
Yeah. So if we're talking, again, if we're talking about high-end SUVs, the Lamborghini Urus, Lamborghini truck. If we're going from a little lower end, you're looking at the BMW X6M.
Okay. How much is that?
The X6M, depending on the year you get, 80,000, 60,000.
Okay. I like that one because I'm just thinking of like, yes, we got the car heads that are listening. And then I'm thinking about the people that are like, good corporate job and they're trying to see how they can fit inside of Dream Car Secrets.
Yeah.
So in the BMW X6.
Yeah, X6M.
X6M.
They got a difference. It's a difference. The
Got
X
you.
The M is a flagship.
Okay.
They got a M Sport.
Yeah.
That ain't the M. It's basically the same truck that it's the X6, the X6M, the X6M Sport.
Yeah.
Has like domestic things that make it look like an M.
Yeah.
But it's not an M.
Yeah.
It's like low budget M.
So what I'm hearing is a lot of these sports cars that we think are so nice are really just mass produced, right?
Yes.
And they don't really fit in the Dream Car Secret. But if you step over into one of the cars that fit the criteria, you actually can have big savings.
Huge savings.
Huge savings.
Yeah, 70 to 100% of your money.
That's crazy. And then is that savings up front or throughout the duration?
It's on the back end.
Okay.
But on the front end, you can still save majorly from what I'm teaching, because one of the things about buying cars is that you really want to buy the cars that dealerships don't want.
Yeah.
And because the ones they don't want is the ones they're willing to let go for either break even or make a little profit off of the car for themselves. But normally they're just trying to get out of it because dealerships have this thing called a floor plan.
Yeah.
And they use this, it's like a loan. They use this loan to buy cars from the auction, from wherever they source them from, and they put them on their lot. And normally after about 45 days, they have to start paying money every single day to keep that car on the lot. So now the car that they're supposed to make money from is costing them money. Right? So what happens is every 30 days normally they discount the price of these cars to have them move quicker.
Right.
Because every car at the right price sells.
Right.
I've never seen a car sit.
Yeah.
That was the right car.
Yeah.
For the right price.
Yeah.
So with that being said, by buying the cars the dealerships don't want, you find yourself getting massive discounts.
Yeah.
Or either buying cars at what dealers bought them for.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to buy them at.
Is there a way to figure out the cars that they don't want?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because sometimes you can even call a dealership, like a pretty large exotic luxury car dealership, and ask them, hey, what's some cars you got on the lot, that's been sitting for a while that you're trying to get rid of? They trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you can probably even hop on a site like Auto Trader.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, carsforsale.com, I think they have the filter as well. But Cargaroos.com is one of my favorite. You can hop down. They have like a search bar. You put in the car you want. Let's say you're looking at a Audi RS7, right? They made that car from 2014 to 2018, the same body style. you filter that list, you filter that year, and you go down to the next filter, you'll see days on market. You can literally drag a toggle to 90 days plus on market, and it'll show you all the cars that's been sitting for at least 90 days. And then you'll just see, you go to the section where you'll see the price drop, like history drop. You'll just see every 30 days, it start dropping.
So what's the experience like when you do your research and then you walk into the dealership and you're like, hey, I'm looking for that car that's been here for 94 days.
Yeah. That's funny.
Do they already like, dang, he trying to get a discount? Like, what's it like?
Yeah. I mean, see, that's the thing. You should have that mindset because they're trying to upsell you. Like, you should have the mindset where you're trying to get a discount. I'm trying to get a great deal.
Right.
That's what I would say. Because every offer I make is an educated offer. I'm not making an offer that they can't take.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like at the end of the day, my goal is kind of to see if the car is still available. That's the first thing I'm trying to do. See if the car is still available. The next thing is more so seeing if the car has any damages, any accidents on it, anything that you can tell me about the car that can possibly turn me off.
Yeah.
Before I even waste my time getting into the details of negotiating. Yeah. Right. And I kind of tell them, hey, look, man, what I love to do is I love to like kind of play the dealers against each other. So I more so tell them, hey, look, like I love the car a lot, but I'm looking at one that's like very similar to it. But I like yours better because of this particular reason. But it being, $5,000 more than the other one I'm looking at, this is where I'm at, man. Like, just to be honest with you, I'm ready to give you one thing I love to do is give them a deposit. Like I'll say, I'm ready to pay you a deposit today, like right now. Yeah. It shows authority. It shows you serious. But the offer I'm at right now is XYZ. Like I'm at $55,000. I know you got it for 60, but I'm at $55,000. But I'm willing to pay a deposit right now to show you I'm serious.
So it's definitely a little bit of confidence in just knowing how the lingo, how to talk, how to walk to like get these deals as well, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why they need the education just to figure these things out. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I went to the car lot the first time, I was nervous. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why was because it was like I was just thinking like, we about to spend a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how much we about to spend? You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, and what I did the first time, never doing it, I just didn't have my financing in order. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then you're walking out with, one, this is the reason why you got to be educated when it comes to cars. And that's why your offer is very interesting for the people to learn. You walk into these car dealerships uneducated, naked duck, you know what I'm saying? And then you walk out with what you don't want, no car, and 10 hard increase. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, that's why it's so intriguing. And I wanted to bring you on a show so these people can just get the education of like how to buy cars and get the cars that they want. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're kind of saying, well, not kind of what you are saying is that the cars that you actually want are attainable. Yes. So yeah, that's definitely why I wanted you on here. So what are some of like, you already said the Corvette is one of like the cars that people want, but it's really depreciating well. Yeah. What's like 2 other cars that just are cool, but probably just aren't good cars to get? And then I want to talk about what are 3 that are really good at and stay appreciated. They hold their value.
Okay, cool. Another one I would kind of talk about that's been super inflated lately, which I like the truck a lot. Yeah. But it's inflated. Yeah. The G63.
Because I would have thought that was one for the criteria.
It is. But see, what happened was during COVID, production got low and they just got inflated because you had a lot of demand and not much supply. Yeah. Markup, $80,000 markup.
So they got all these orders in queue.
You got to think about that. Whenever you see an original MSRP on a car, that means that's what the manufacturer is saying the car is worth. Yeah. If you pay over that, you're paying more than what it's worth.
Yeah. Facts.
So with that being said, the G63 is one that I would say that I like, but one you shouldn't buy. We have bought that vehicle before and positioned some deals made sense and we still went through with them. But G63 is a really inflated truck.
That hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the G63 is nice.
She is. And it's ones you can buy, like prime example, to give you, just to kind of throw that gem out there. The 2022 body style is the same one as the 2019. So if you want to buy a G63, buy a 2019. Yeah. Why? Because that car has lost most of its depreciation, unlike the 2022. See, most cars lose value within their first 3 to 5 years. Yeah. That's when the value that you can't control is mainly lost within the first 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
So if you buy after those periods, that's when you can, that depends on the car, right? But if you buy after those periods, that's normally when you're in a good position to hold value. But the 2019 is what I will buy because the warranty on that car is probably like 4 years, I think 50,000 miles. And we're past that point at this period or at that point. So that'd be the best thing if you want to buy a G-Wagon.
Gotcha.
Now, as far as a car that I think I know that will hold value.
Yeah.
I was talking about this earlier, but the Audi RS7.
Yeah.
The Audi RS7 is going to hold value really well. And it's funny because one reason it's going to hold value is because they came out with a new generation of the Audi RS7, but it's uglier.
Is that like the sports car one with like the doors that go up and all that?
Nope. Yeah. So the Audi RS7 is like a
sedan sport?
Yes, a sedan. But it's like one of the first ones they ever had, like the coupe shape with it. It's like, sedan normally like, like a box kind of, right? You got the windshield. This joint it's like cut like a coupe.
Yeah.
But it's a sedan.
Okay.
They was the pioneers of that. So that car is a good car because again, it's just an overall great car. And then also the BMW M5 is a great one. M3 is a great one. And this all depends on the year, guys. Again, like I was saying, buying a car after the warranty expires is a really key point because cars depreciate tremendously in two big periods. It's a couple of different factors that makes the car depreciate. It depreciates majorly when the car is brand new, like when the first owner takes position. Yeah. Because now it has an owner.
That's what I was about to ask. Like when they say right when car drives off the lot, it depreciates. Why is that? Is it just part of the system?
Yes, it is, and it's crazy because I want to talk about leases too because that's one reason why they created leases is because of how cars depreciate when they're new. Yeah, they are transferring the depreciation from the consumer or from themselves to the consumer. Yeah, literally. You're gonna hold this car when it depreciates the most. And then when the depreciation is mainly damn near done, I want you to give me the car back. Yeah. So I can sell it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. So it's like they got the free car in a sense. Basically.
Yes. Because they made money from when you had the lease. When they was doing a lease with you, you probably paid them a $2,000-$3,000 down payment or no money at all. But you made those lease payments and you didn't get to keep the car. You didn't build any equity. Yeah. So But going back to some cars, I think that hold value very well too is one that's been holding value for a super long time. Probably one of the best in the market is the Porsche 911. Porsche, Ferrari, like they've been really good at determining how many cars they produce so they can hold value over the course of time for their popular models. Yeah. So Porsche and Ferrari been really, really good with that, man.
Got you. So is Dream Car Seekers being able to give the seekers to help people save at the dealership, right? Yep. Does this also work for the corporate person who's like been eyeing a Range Rover forever and they think that that's a nice car? Because let's look at the autobiography. That's a $200,000 truck. Yeah. You know what I mean? So does this Secret work for that?
Definitely, 100%.
Definitely.
That's a flagship. See, it's you got Range Rovers that are basic Range Rovers, and you have Range Rovers that are like flagship Range Rovers. The autobiography is a flagship Range Rover.
Got
you. The SVR, which is the sports version of the Range Rover Sport, that's a flagship truck. Yeah. So that's my whole thing. It's all about buying cars. See, I like to kind of put this picture in my students and my clients' head. Yeah. If you was to see like a poster of a car of a certain like brand, what car would be on that poster from Range Rover? Yeah. What car would be on that poster for BMW? Right. That's what you need to buy. Right. Even if it's the older year, the 2016, 2017, that's what you need to buy.
Got you. So let's break down a scenario. So someone's watching. Let's go back to the autobiography. Okay. Hey, I watched your podcast. You was talking to Tony. I'm interested in Dream Car Secrets. I want an autobiography. How does the process work for me?
The first thing I'll be doing, the first thing, like you mentioned earlier, about going in there and get denied. The first thing is determining your buying power. Yeah. You need to figure out how much car you can actually afford. Yeah. Not when you get to the dealership.
Before you get to the
dealership. You need to review your credit report, right? To see if you have any negative remarks, to see if you have any high utilization credit cards you can possibly pay down that'll shoot your credit card up. And then once you have that in place, you want to go ahead and apply for a couple different credit unions or banks you already have a relationship with. One thing people tend to do is not realize how important a bank or let's just say lender relationship is.
Yeah.
It's super important. So just applying with them with a car you're trying to get, whether it's $150, whatever the case may be, 80,000, 70,000, apply with them and see what they're willing to give you.
Yeah.
Because if you might be going to look for a car that's 100,000, but ain't no bank trying to give you any more than 50,000.
Yeah.
Or 60,000. Now you don't wasted your time
looking dumb at the dealership.
So that's the first thing you want to do.
Yeah.
After that is pretty much the research phase. Like what I love to do is kind of find me a car and just really go hard on that market to figure out what options are available for that car. Because if you get a car and it's not well spec'd, it's not well optioned, it's not going to be desirable.
Right.
You know, like getting a
break down what spec means. Remember I asked that?
Exactly. Spec is options. So options are like soft closed doors or carbon fiber trim.
Yeah.
Whether you got, let's say you got a seat, like the seat in the truck is diamond stitching, blue diamond stitching or something compared to a black on black seat.
Yeah.
Blue diamond stitching will look better all day long. It'll be more desirable all day long. You know? So that'll be my next thing, figuring out what options is available for the car I want to buy.
Yeah.
And one super duper gem, a lot of people buy cars and then they be like, oh, I didn't like this about the car. After they bought it, I didn't like this about the car.
Yeah.
One of the best things you can do before you buy a car is join a forum, like a free forum, like AudiWorld.com is a forum, or I think it's BMW USA. Like I'm in the McLaren Life forum. They got Lamborghini forum. They got a forum for every single car manufacturer. And they got specific sections in the forum for specific cars.
Yeah.
And all they do is talk about the problems and the great things about that car.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting an inside scoop before you even buy the car that you're about to buy.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So that's one thing I recommend doing as well, doing research on the car, and then you'll hop into the more so negotiating phase.
Got you.
Right. So you're trying to find cars again that dealerships don't want. Right. And you'll reach out to them, how I mentioned earlier. Then after that, it's the overall inspection side.
Yeah.
So before I buy cars, especially the cars I'm buying, they're out of warranty.
Right.
Most people was like, oh my God, I'm scared to buy a car out of warranty.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that. I was like, there's so many bad jokes about car warranty. When I hear car warranty, like even to the point where it's like, yo, mom, should I get the car warranty? And it's just like, oh, your insurance already takes care of that. Can you break down? Because I've heard you said like with your people, you got the cars, you're like with warranty, with that, break down the pros of the warranty.
Yeah. So when it comes to I wouldn't say pros.
Yeah.
It's pros and cons of a warranty.
Yeah.
Put it like this: if you got a car that has a warranty on it, as long as the market within that particular car, when I say the market, I mean like anything that's not changing for that particular car. Like let's say you're in a G63 G-Wagon, but there's a new G-Wagon coming out. What do you think gonna happen to your car? The value is gonna drop on it because it's something newer now, right? Like a new iPhone. Yeah. Or if you got a G63 and the warranty is expiring while you have the car, right? The value's dropping again because now it's not appealing to another audience, to an audience that wants a warranty. Yeah. Right. But the way I go about inspecting my cars and buying them, I got 3 phases I go through when I inspect the car. So it kind of bulletproofs the car I'm getting. It's no different from me buying a car with a warranty or without a warranty. And it's called a pre-purchase inspection. Yeah. So before I buy a car, let's say I'm buying a BMW, I'll go to a certified BMW mechanic. You can go to the BMW dealership, but I really recommend you can do either one. BMW particular or a manufacturer particular, they're going to be really picky. Yeah. They're going to tell you everything. Hey, look, man, these brakes got to be replaced in the next, they would just throw crazy stuff out there. Yeah. You got to kind of know what to take heat to and what not to take heat to. But I get an inspection, PPI inspection, and then after the PPI inspection, depending on whether they came back clean or not, I'll move forward with the deal. Yeah. One thing I like to do, like I said, I determine my buying power in the beginning. I like to let the dealership do their thing too as far as running my credit goes. I let them know, hey, don't shotgun me. Run my credit to probably like 2-3 banks and let them see what deal they come back with. They may come back with something that you couldn't get. Yeah. Because a lot of dealerships have relationships with lenders. Right. So they can get things done that you couldn't get done or just better rates. Right. And that's pretty much how I position deal. It's a little more detailed than that. You know, we on the show. I can't.
Yeah.
But got an entire program on it. I can't spit it all out. You know.
Yeah. Y'all got to get Dream Car Secrets.
Exactly. But that's overall how I would go about positioning myself from a very overview type standpoint.
And I had a question about when you said, because it was a good insight to think about when you're like, okay, let them do their due diligence to see if they can get a better deal because they have these lenders.
Yep.
Where I felt that emotional tug was me getting my credit in order, right? And you know way more than credit than I do. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, okay, if you got Navy Federal or Delta Credit Union that gave you this, they'll say they'll approve you for this much, right? Mm-hmm. What does a person do who's thinking right now, like, I don't want those 3 inquiries that you just said?
Yeah.
Because it's like, what if I don't go? Then do I live with those for 2 years? Or is that when I just move to credit repair and possibly just...
I'm like 3 inquiries. Like,
yeah,
we talking about little shit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
I think that we should focus on the most important parts when it comes to credit. Like me, I got right around an 800 credit score, like 797 around, probably 8.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right around 800. But my point is this. I had a lot of inquiries. Mm-hmm. But you look at my track record, you know, I got 43 plus accounts and everything's been paid on time. I don't have any high utilization credit. What bank is going to say no?
Right. It's like
he got 43 some inquiries.
Right.
He paying for that shit.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
So that's what you got to focus on. And that's why when you think about credit, only 10% of your credit score is determined based off of new credit inquiries, right?
Yeah.
And 35% is your payment history. You're right.
Yeah.
And your utilization. So think about that. Like, let's focus on the most important parts here.
Yeah. So let's talk about, can we pivot this towards credit? Because they're very much tied together, right?
Yeah.
You said you've got 43 accounts.
Yeah.
Most people they're just striving to get to that 10 that I hear about, right? So one good thing about that, because I'm learning about credit every day I go, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I probably have that emotional fear with the inquiries.
Okay.
So when people are preparing themselves to get one of these cars, what are some of the credit building tactics that they can take to position themselves the correct way?
So I got a couple.
Yeah.
Quite a few. One thing people sleep on a lot is like overall credit building programs. You probably heard them before. Mm-hmm. Like Self-Lender, right? It used to be a real popular one called My Jewelers Club. But there's a couple different, like Chime. Mm-hmm. There's a couple different credit building programs. I think when you're starting out, like from the ground, that's the direction you want to go. But let's say you're already in a position where you have a few accounts, so you're trying to build from there. The best thing you can do is like start taking a chance and applying for credit cards with the banks and lenders you got, right? Because you can possibly get approved.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times people get approved for stuff they didn't think they would have got approved for.
Off a relationship.
Off a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. And then what happened is you take care of those credit cards, manage those correctly, actually use them, because you're not building a credit card by not using it, right? And then you take that credit card, use it for a while, then apply for another one. Because one thing about lenders, when they see you managing somebody else's credit right, they want to give you credit because they want a piece of the pie.
Right.
Right. And one dope thing too I love to do whenever I'm applying for an auto loan, I always ask them, hey, can that inquiry be used for another loan product? Mm-hmm. So like prime example, I had my black Audi RS7. It was $75,000. I got it through True Line Credit Union in North Carolina. And basically I asked them that question. They pulled Equifax. Okay, cool. I got the inquiry. I got approved for the loan. Hey, can I use that inquiry for anything else? Like, can I apply for anything else? She was like, yeah, what you want to apply for? I said, can I apply for a credit card? She said, yeah. I got $19,500 on top of getting the car that was $75K for one inquiry.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one thing I see a lot of people do is they're like afraid to ask questions when it comes to the bank. I will call a bank right now and be like, hey, what's your minimum requirement for a $80,000 loan, right?
Yeah.
What's like from a credit score standpoint? What are y'all looking for from a credit score standpoint, right? Like, or when it comes to like negative inquiries or not negative inquiries, but inquiries, like what do y'all look for in the profile?
Yeah.
They tell me. You can call American Express, do the same thing. I got the gold card, the platinum, all of them, because I call and ask questions. Yeah, I know my credit report.
Yeah.
I meet those requirements.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So that's really what it is. Just communicate. And I think we always, like, one thing we always hear is like communication is key. But are you really communicating?
right,
in every possible way,
right.
I'm sure a lot of people can see areas they can improve in if they really ask themselves that question.
Got you. That was definitely good. And then another thing too, like on the credit building situation, like just I didn't even know it's fixed now. You know, in case my mom watching, it's fixed now. You know what I'm saying? Mama. But like how bad one late payment is.
I'm gonna tell you how bad
like on the smallest things to affirm, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So I got probably, and I've always been building credit. I'm one of those guys where I'm consistently applying for what I can do it. Now I'm so stacked up with credit, I don't even apply for it anymore. But I was at one point consistently stacking my credit, like applying for new credit cards when I was using them for a while. And one of my first credit cards was the Capital One.
We were talking about Capital One in the group.
I freaking hate that credit card because it had like a monthly fee even if I didn't use the card. I hate that.
Aren't there limits real low? That's like the starter credit card.
Yes, and that's the thing. I got me this credit card literally. Okay, so at this particular time, when because I had a late payment hit my credit report. At this particular time, I'm like, damn, like I'm in the process of buying a house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my score dropped from the mid 700s down to like the low 600s. I'm like 750, 760 down to like 620.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the
you know what I'm saying? Like, that much off of from an 800.
Damn, no, it was 750, 760. That was like when I was mid. But the thing is, it dropped that low, right?
Right.
And it was all from one late payment on my Capital One credit card.
The one you hate.
The one I hate. I had that credit card for so long. They have this renewal, automatic payment renewal situation that I didn't sign up for. So basically, my credit score ended up dropping. And I end up calling them to remove the late payment off my credit report, and they did. And one thing about that is, like I said, calling the credit bureaus directly and speaking to the right department, because it's only a certain department that can actually get stuff removed off your credit right then and there. Yeah. So I got it removed before the house closed, but it was all because of, like I said, more so knowing who to talk to at the credit bureaus. Man,
yeah, because it's just like so much with that. And then when you said the credit building programs, right? Yeah. Like Self. So someone had told me check out Self. How exactly does that work? Because when I saw it, I didn't really understand it. You pick like a subscription. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the other one. Credit Strong. Credit Strong and Self is very similar. Okay. They got different products and products the same within themselves. So they got a situation called Build and Save, where you basically build your credit by making a monthly payment. Yeah. But they put the money you're giving them in a savings account. Yeah. Minus the interest, the fee they're gonna charge you to do what they're doing for you. Right. So it's a very small fee, but overall it's smart because you start building some credit when you have no credit. Now that, like, again, I wouldn't recommend this for people that got credit going already, because it's like that's like the rock bottom. I'm trying to get started stuff. Yeah. What about the people that are sitting like at the 700 and they're like, I need help getting over the hump? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just them getting more credit. A lot of people just need more credit. Yeah. Like, it's been times, bro, it was funny. Like, I didn't intentionally do this, but it helped. Yeah. I end up taking out a personal loan. I did a funding spree. I applied with like 2-3 banks. Yeah. And I got like, I think it was like $137,000 between all the loans. Between the three, it was Navy Federal, it was Wells Fargo, and it was State Employees Credit Union. Yeah. Small credit union in North Carolina. And make a long story short, I got that money. My goal was to go buy me a truck. Yeah. But I decided not to buy me another truck because the credit industry was going so well for me. Right. So I was like, you know what? Yeah. Bump that. Yeah. And I had the loan for about 3-4 months though. Right. And make a long story short, my credit was building every single month. Yeah. I was taking the money that I had sitting in my account and paying the payments on those loans. Yeah. Now obviously I had interest on each loan. Yeah. But my overall point is, like, that showed me that people just need, not only that situation, but many more. People just need to get more accounts. See, and that's good to hear, because I was at that point where it's like, I got my 7. I'm like, thank God, I'm back in the 7s. You see what I'm saying? And then it's like, you're so scared to just tip. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to apply for a card, and they say no. And credit fluctuate. Like, don't be what do you call it? Like, on the edge. Yeah. Credit fluctuates. Let it fluctuate. Yeah. As long as, like, the stock market. like that, right?
Right.
As long as that sucker going up more than it's going down, we in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
And just rock
facts.
out, like just kind of ease, take a breath.
Yeah.
Don't be on edge about it, because that's just how credit operates.
Right. So let's jump back into the Dream Car Seekers world. You know what I'm saying? I had to get the credit out because it was a connection. But
Definitely.
what makes you tick when it comes to this whole car situation? Like, I already see you smiling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what is it about it for you?
It's like, so I think you, like you said, you saw me smiling. It's a passion.
Yeah.
You know, and I think kind of God prepared me for this journey of not only helping myself, but helping other people.
Yeah.
Like my clients for my done for you service, and then my program.
Yeah.
With the do it yourself. It's because like he actually put me in a position where I had to go through the finance side, because it's really important.
Yeah.
When it comes to buying a car,
Right.
understanding the finance side.
Yeah.
So I feel like God kind of took me through a journey.
Yeah.
So so he can prepare me for what I'm doing now, because I've been a car fanatic all my life.
Yeah.
Like, I got a story I always tell.
Let's hear it.
My granddad.
Yeah.
That's my boy, Clifton Ratiq. He worked at Kroger's, right? You know, the grocery stores.
Yeah.
A lot of them closed down around the nation.
Yeah. We had them in Tennessee.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We had a North Carolina everywhere. He used to work at Target, right? And my grandma used to pick him up from work. He used to call and say, "Hey, I'm ready," and we go hop in the car. We go pick him up. We had one car.
Yeah.
And I remember it being foggy outside.
Yeah.
Right, and the windows were foggy, and I wiped the fog off the window to see where my granddad was coming from, because I know if he went to the register, the cash register area, he was coming back with a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah.
And it was $1, and every night he came back with a Hot Wheels car. I used to sit in the living room, bro. I'm talking about, I got me a case. Each car sits in, and I got 150 of them.
That was your garage.
I'm getting Armor All from my granddad's truck.
Oh no!
I'm putting Armor All on the tires. Like, I just been a big car guy all my life, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so it went from Hot Wheel cars to remote control cars to shit, stealing my granddad car to buying my own car. You know, I bought my first car, was a Honda Accord, bro. The transmission was gone.
Yeah.
Like, I literally went and got me a loan with the title I got for the car, and got a loan to get the transmission fixed.
Okay.
Transmission went out. I ended up connected with my homeboy that worked on cars. Me and him got together, went to the junkyard. We turned my automatic transmission to a manual. Because my issue was I had rims on my Honda, and the rims were so heavy, the transmission couldn't support it. So I'm like, you know what? Bump that automatic transmission. I ain't gonna keep paying for this shit. I went and changed it to a manual transmission.
So now it has a clutch.
Now it has a clutch. I only got the
crazy.
clutch.
I didn't know you could do
that. I took
that.
the entire dashboard out, changed the wiring harness and everything. Like, literally,
How old were you at this point?
I was, how old was I? This was back in 2000. Bro, this was 2014.
Oh, so you was like 25?
Nah, younger than that.
20.
Bro, I probably was like 21, bro.
21. Okay.
Probably like 21 if I'm math right. Probably 21, 20 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21, 20 years old. Probably younger than that, matter of fact.
Yeah. What was your first car that had some power? Because now we're in the McLaren now, all this type of stuff. When did it start? Like, okay, now we.
My first car that had some power, I would say, first car that really had some power, I would have to say, my first car that was running well, that had some power, because I done bought some shit. And that's why, for real. See, and that's why I learned so much, because I made so many mistakes, bro. I don't know how much money I spent on mistakes. I'm gonna keep it a band with you. Moment of transparency. I bought my McLaren, because I'm gonna answer your question. It was my first car that had power. But I bought my McLaren, super well spec McLaren. Car got like 5,000 miles on it, basically brand new. Haven't been driven that much at all. My point is this right here, very well taken care of. Whoever had the car before me, at some point in time, they took the car to get a brake job.
Yeah.
And somebody basically worked on the parking brake, and I guess they left a screw loose. It rattled out, and I'm driving, making a turn, and the parking brake caliper came off and crushed the actual rotor.
On the McLaren?
My rotor is $8,000.
And you just got the McLaren?
Just got the McLaren. So the thing about me getting a PPI inspection, and me being told this car is certified in this position, I didn't have to pay for that.
Because wait, who warranties that? The PPI inspection people?
Exactly. You promised me that this particular car was like this. Right? But it's not.
How do they Their insurance covers that or something?
It's more so like this is what I normally like to do when I get a PPI.
Yeah.
And this is why, like I say, I can get up here and give game all day long, but I will sit here for a while explaining the entire process. When you get a PPI inspection, it's like certain phases I take. As far as like making sure they're doing things right. Like one thing I say is like, if you're going to inspect my car, I need you to give me the brake measurements.
Yeah.
Right? You can't give me the brake measurements when the wheel is on the car. So I need to take the wheel off the car.
Yeah.
And when I wheel up the car, I want you to check the suspension parts. Right? Check the control arm, check the bushes, make sure nothing's and it's like, think about this. You buy a car with a warranty, you can easily have an issue go wrong up the street because you didn't get the car looked over at all. I'm getting the car taken apart to make sure it's right.
Yeah.
So that's why I said the warranty, the PPI inspection is just great. But make a long story short, my caliber $8,000 for one brake, for one rotor.
Yeah.
Not caliber, but rotor. Going back to what you were saying though. Lost my train of thought.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought back up the PPI because I just had a thought and I was like, dang, I forgot to ask that earlier. But just for the education, people are buying a car. And like we said, this is one of the second largest expenses besides your house, right?
Definitely.
So, well, number two compared to your house. How do I get a PPI inspection? Because to me, what it sounds like, and this is a belief that I need you to tear down. I go to the car dealership. I see the whatever, G63. How do I just go get an inspection and take their whole car apart? How does that whole inspection work?
So cool. So basically, you want to go to somebody who understands the car that you're driving.
Do they do it at the dealership though?
No, you never get. See, that's like getting a second opinion for the person that's giving you the first opinion.
Yeah.
You don't do that shit. You want to get an inspection, somebody completely different. And some dealerships they even tell you, oh yeah, man, I got this guy I work with. He's real good up the street. He'll inspect the car. Why in the hell would I go to this? My whole reason for getting a second inspection is not saying I don't trust you, but it's to dot my I's and cross my T's.
So do you take it on a test drive and take it straight to get the inspection?
You definitely get a test drive, but you also let them know contingent. Like what I always do is I always do deals. And I say that I'm not buying this car. I'm locking the deal in with you. I give you $5,000. That's part of my strategy as well.
The deposit?
I give you deposit down, whether it's $5,000, $250, $1,000. I give you that deposit, but it's contingent upon the PPI coming back clean.
Got you.
Right? So that means PPI come back clean and I want to pick the choice where that car goes. So prime example, I want that car to go to Euro Performance, right? Which is a performance shop or maintenance shop that specifically works on, let's say Audi. Yeah. Right? Or specifically works on BMW M. Yeah. So I take it to them to get a PPI inspection. I call them and say, hey, I'm looking to get a PPI. Okay, cool. When can you do it? I can do it in, probably next week, let's say it's Tuesday. It may be long out, but it's worth it. Yeah. And a lot of times dealership will try to tell you, oh man, it's, I got some eyeballs on this car.
That's what I was about to ask you. Like, how do you manage that timing?
If that's the case in the car, again, I buy cars that dealerships don't want. Yeah. If that's the case, why you ain't sold a motherfucker yet?
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so that's where I'm at with it, bro.
And then will you be in charge of transporting the car to get that inspection, or how does that work?
A lot of times, you want to find a shop as close as possible to the dealership, or get the car towed and talk to the dealership to see if that's okay. If a dealership is in defense of giving you a PPI, you should not buy the car anyway.
Got you.
What are you hiding? Why I can't get the car inspected? Right. Yeah. There's no reason.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah. That makes sense. And then a lot of times, like, what's some of the mistakes, you being an expert, have you made buying cars?
Not inspecting the car enough. Not being detailed enough on the inspection process, like getting a PPI. I bought cars without a PPI and got them shipped to me. Yeah. And the engine was fucked up.
Dang.
Yeah.
Because I'm even thinking about like my truck, right? And I'm just like, shoot, I know what's wrong with it and some things. And I'm just like, make sure we clean it up, take it to trade it in, and then just don't hit that button when they're looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
See, and that's why when I go to inspect a car, my visual inspection is crazy. It's like I got different stages of inspection, right? Yeah. Like the first stage is my visual inspection. Yeah. Or either the dealership's visual inspection. Like I'll look at the car and I'll literally look at every single panel. If I get out, like I'm looking outside of a car, I'm looking at the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Is the gaps between the fender and the hood equal on both sides?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Look at the fender. Is the fender damaged at all? Can I look at the side? Is it kind of warpy or anything like it's been in an accident? Look down the side of the car. Is there any like imperfections there? Because if it is, that shows you it's been in an accident.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm looking at every panel, the headlights, seeing if anything's been moved. I'm checking the crust, not the crust, but the bumper to see if it's been like painted before.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if you look inside of a car wheel well, and the paint is like feels kind of gritty, that's because it's been painted.
So how much with you doing this detailed inspection, how accurate is the car report that comes with it versus you needing to do all of this?
So that's the thing. So many people get in accidents. Not so many people, but accidents actually happen that don't get reported to the
because who's over reporting this?
That's what I'm saying. So prime example, a tow company. Yeah, they'll report, and that's one really a big gem right there. Some people look at a tow company to tow their car. Yeah. Oh, they ain't gonna report the accident. No, they do. Yeah. Some tow companies are required to report accidents that they pick up on the scene. Because think about it. They get a car, a tow company come get a car got blood on the front of it. You saying, oh, I hit a deer, I hit a fox. Shit, you could have hit somebody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And by them not reporting it and taking that car to a certain location to get repaired, they was basically in conspiracy with a damn murder. That makes sense. If that was the case. So tow companies. Yeah. Right? Wait, what was your question? I kind of forgot it.
It was basically just comparing, the commercials. It's like the car report and all of this. And you saying you do this detailed report. I was just like, what's the purpose if you got the car report?
Yeah, exactly. So the car report, the Carfax report, don't get me wrong. It is a trustworthy report, but it's only trustworthy based off the information they know. Yeah. And that's why they start, the tow company situations report, police officers report, accidents. But an accident can happen, and like prime example, I'm a big car guy. Yeah, I can get in an accident in my hometown, take my car to my homeboy shop. Yeah, get him to fix that joint. Yeah, it ain't on the Carfax report. Yeah, facts. That's my homeboy.
I see what you're saying.
That's him and his dad got a body shop.
Yeah,
it ain't going on the credit on Carfax report. It ain't going. Yeah,
are the insurances reporting it as well?
Yes. See, that's what makes accidents report to your actual Carfax report. Yeah, and your Carfax report. Not the Carfax report, but the actual, the Carfax report. The Carfax report will also tell you how long a car may sit on a dealership's lot. Yeah. Because the Carfax report will show you when when a car posted for sale. Yeah. If a car posted for sale 90 days ago and you're looking at today, that means that car been sitting at that dealership lot for 90 days.
I see what you're saying. Give us, before we get there, I got two questions or whatever. Let's go. Before I get to that one. What's up with the, just the whole Dodge Charger? Everybody's got it, but like the Demons, how much they cost? Yeah. Would that fit in a Dream Car Secrets model?
That's the only one that fit in a Dream Car Secrets model.
Not the Scat Pack?
All the other ones are mass produced.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you hear them all the time.
Right.
Another Scat.
How much is the Demon usually? Like,
they actually went up in value, and they're projected to go up in value even more.
Because now they're not gas?
No, it only made one Demon. Okay. And that was back in 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong. 18-19. Yeah. Make a long story short, though, it was limited production. I think it was like maybe under 100, if I'm not mistaken, like 99 of them made. Okay. My numbers may be off. Don't quote me on that.
So Hellcat's mass produced.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not produced like the Scats. Yeah. But they are mass produced. Okay. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. No offense to the Scat Pack guys. I'm a overall car guy. I love cars, man. I like the Scat. I like the Hellcat, but it is a car that's not gonna hold value.
Dang. Yeah. Well, sorry, Charger people challenge. I know y'all mad. Boom, boom, boom. What about in the electric car market? Is there anything that is worth holding value? Do they change any versus regular?
So this is gonna be completely different. Yeah. This is something I do not have the answer to right now because it's such a new market. One thing about cars, they depreciate. Well, if you look at previous models of cars, like prime example, the M5. Yeah. Do you know what a generation is? A generation of a car?
Just like until they change the body.
Exactly. So, like the M5, they probably have like 5 different generations of that car. Yeah. So we can kind of see over time, year over year, how much that car depreciated. Right. Right. And I got a formula to that. But if it's an electric car that's been out 1 year and there's never been an electrical car before, 2 years, it's kind of hard to determine.
Because that's what I was wondering with like the Rivians, I want the new electric Hummer that's coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't even I've kind of seen it, but I haven't seen it in person.
See, and that's the thing. I really want to dive into that. But as of right now, think about it. With the strategy and the warranty situation and what we talked about earlier, we're not even in that phase yet.
Yeah.
Unless we're talking about Tesla. And, when Tesla, that's a mass-produced car, so it don't even work. It don't work with this strategy anyway.
Yeah.
And one thing about what we're talking about, I speak about saving money on the back end, but you can also save money on the front end a ton from any car, just with the strategy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But the big play and the big benefit is on the back end. That's
and explain what you mean on the back end for saving.
Yeah. So basically, being able to recoup your monthly payment and your down payment if you paid one over the course of whatever time frame.
And when you say recoup it, do you mean when I trade it in to get my next car, or
when you sell it, you never trade in?
Never trade in.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why never trade in?
Yeah. So prime example, you always want to sell privately. You never want to trade in, because when you sell a car privately, you're selling it at market value. You're selling
like Kelly Blue Book. Does that hold any value?
That can be considered somewhat market value, but you really want to look at the market and see the options on your car and what that particular car with the options you got is selling for. So you can sell privately to the market, right, and get top dollar for that car from a market standpoint. If you go to trade in, they're going to give you wholesale value, right? Trade in wholesale, which is basically the same damn thing.
Yeah.
They're going to give you wholesale trade in value.
Yeah.
That's going to be lower than market value. So you're losing all the money you put in the car.
That's like when you go there, they'll give you $2,000 for it or whatever. Yeah, you're just like,
bro, I had somebody go to a dealership recently. I forgot what car it was. I can't even really break the story down in detail, but make a long story short, he was offered like $25K or $30K lower than what his car was going for market value. It was a high-end car. He was like, bro, that shit don't make no sense. I'm like, think about it. The business model is to buy a car and sell it. Right. They can't sell it if they bought it at what you bought for it, right, or what the market's going for it. Right. They can't sell it like that. So they have to do that. I'm not against dealerships. I'm just here to inform people because it is a smart way to go about buying a car, and buying a car at market value, even when it's marked up. Either way, it's just dumb.
Did the banks help people when you're selling a car privately?
No.
That's what I was wondering. Like, so if you're selling your car and I go to credit union, I know a guy named Ratiq, he's selling for $60,000. They're not giving me the loan.
Oh yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah. You're saying, do banks give loans for private party deals? Yes. If I got a car for sale, credit union will be happy as hell to give me the money for a car I got. Or if I have a loan on a car, they'll be willing to give the bank the check, and then the check will return a difference to me. Got you.
I do like what you're saying about selling privately, though, because I feel like you could definitely get more, because it's always like...
No, you can.
Yeah, you always see your car, they're like, oh, it's worth this. Yeah. You got a dealership.
It's a strategy to it, though, and that's the whole thing. A lot of the strategy is I got this thing called First Impressions is Everything, like a part of my program. We got this like secret selling academy, right? Like for cars. It's like at the end of the day, first impressions is everything. If you meet somebody and they give you a great experience and make you smile, and it's like, damn, I can't forget that person. He was cool as hell, was energetic. You meet somebody all cranky, angry, negative as hell. You're like, damn, that motherfucker negative. Yeah. So when you post a car, you want that first impression to be wonderful. Taking a picture with your phone. Yeah. Ain't a good first impression. People love to be photographers when they selling a car. You are not a car photographer. You don't understand the angles of a car in order for that car to look at its best. You know how females be turning sideways and they trying to show their butt and shit?
Some of these things kind of go along with the house, though, because it's like you said, same thing. Like, you would get an inspection on a house, you would do this. You're not gonna sell your house and take iPhone pictures. You're gonna get a real estate photographer. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing. So you're supposed to get a car. I was gonna say that. Yeah. You're supposed to get a car photographer. Yeah. Get a car photographer to shoot your car.
Yeah. Okay. And then one thing also that I wanted to touch on too is, we probably should have said something earlier just to hook the people, but for the people who are like have more money than time, your white glove service. Yeah. For the exotics. Can we just touch on that before we get out of here?
Yeah. So with my my white glove service, first of all, we offer like the do it yourself, the done with you. We do it with you and the done for you.
Yeah.
Like you said, the people that, hey, look, bro, I'm just trying to implement the strategy, get it done. I ain't got time. I'd rather focus on income producing tasks.
Yeah.
Right. And some people are like, hey, man, like I got some time to go through the course and to learn ins and outs and to go do it myself. But my point is, for the exotic white glove side, we pretty much help you find a car that's proven to hold value. We'll inspect that car to ensure you're buying top tier. We'll set you up with financing that's specifically designed for exotic and luxury cars. So your interest rates and your terms can be, at the best possible.
Yeah.
We'll also guarantee you'll save at least $10,000 on the front end. And we position your deal so you can recoup 70 to 100% of your money back.
And keeping car how long?
6 to 12 months on average.
6 to 12
Sometimes it
months.
can go longer to 24 months depending on the market for that car.
Yeah.
Which we'll be transparent about. It's nothing that you won't know because we kind of have this framework.
Yeah.
It's fail safe.
Yeah.
So it's like overall, as long as you qualify financially, income and credit, and you want to buy a car within the next 60 days.
Yeah.
Because it's a 6-week program.
Yeah.
We got you.
Got you. And one thing that I want to ask as well, I think this is some value that we can give to the people. And since you posted on your Instagram, I think it's fair game to ask. The person who wants the Urus, the Huracan, whatever luxury, right? I saw where you said they can get this financing that extends super long to just drop the price. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, that's a great thing to speak on because I got some negative feedback from that. And I got a lot of positive feedback from that. It was really about 50-50.
Yeah.
But it really depends on how you look at it. Now, as you can see, the entire time we've been talking about keeping these cars, I've been talking about keeping these cars between 6 to 12 months the entire time.
Yeah.
I never said keep these cars 10 years, even if the loan is for 10 years. I've never said that.
Yeah.
This is my overall objective, right? If you can save as much money as possible from a monthly standpoint, even if you have a loan that's 10 years, you can't think traditional about this. You got to think really with a very strategic mindset.
Right. If
you can buy a car and lower your payment, that an exotic car, not really luxury, or this like if it's like a Rolls Royce, that would be luxury. That's like high-end luxury. My point is, if you can buy a car and lower your payment from $2,900 a month down to $1,600 a month, and then exit that car in 12 months, why would you care if the loan is for 10 years?
Because you probably have people saying interest, right?
Interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, still, at the end of the day, the strategy itself makes sense. It's the overall deal that make it make sense, not just the loan portion.
And it's better than the lease doing it that way too.
Much better than the lease. At least you're not getting any money back. You lost.
Yeah, I think people are so stuck to keeping a car forever.
Exactly.
And that's the issue.
And that's the people, honestly, I'm not speaking to.
Yeah.
Like, everything ain't for everybody. I'm not talking to you if you want to keep a car for 5 years, for 10 years. You're 9 times out of 10, you're not even a car person.
Yeah.
A car person want more cars.
Right. Yeah, that's too long to have one car.
Exactly. So that's my thing. But yeah, overall, bro, the strategy with the financing play, it's not for everybody. Like my last pass, probably like 13 deals, 15 deals. None of them involve long-term financing.
Got you.
I think what people should try to look at is 96 months and above. And below, I meant 96, 84, 72. That's that sweet spot. And when you want to hop into that 144 months, whatever the case may be, first of all, you got to have comparable credit because none of those banks that do that are willing to give people money that hasn't been in that position before. Yeah. You're not about to get that super sweet spot if you ain't never even had credit before.
Yeah.
Never even had credit like that before. Yeah. So, but my point is, it's super dope when you know how to utilize. It's like a tool.
Yeah.
If you know how to use a tool, it works very well.
Facts. It's all strategy.
It's all strategy. And that's what DCS is about, man. It's a bunch of strategies that make one stupid outcome.
Right. So everybody, if you're interested in saving on a car, I'm gonna let him break it down. But if you're interested in saving a car, if your mind was ticking and tingling through this situation, you're like, yo, I gotta meet this guy.
I'm sure
How can they find you?
Yeah, so I'm on IG. That's where I mainly hang at. It's King Teak, KINGTIQ _. Make sure the underscore there.
Make sure the
underscore. I got more fake pages than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
So make sure the underscore there. I'm on TikTok, same name, King Teak. I'm on Twitter, same name, King Teak, and I'm on YouTube. Just started my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Doing car reviews.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing talking about the market as well. giving car news, even talking about the strategy itself.
Yeah.
And it's my full name, Ratiq Dewitt. So Ratiq Dewitt, RatiqDewitt.
Okay.
On YouTube. Subscribe, hit me up.
Dope.
Tap
So
in.
then if they want to get the course side of it done with you, do it yourself, how do they find that?
Yeah.
Are there any trainings available? Tell them about that.
Yeah, so with our done with you service or done for you service, it's like an approval situation. We only
That's
work
the white
with-
glove, guys.
That's the white glove. You
Yeah.
can't just pay for it.
Right.
You have to be qualified and to get in. We only take 10 clients a month.
Okay.
So basically hop into hop into IG, link in my bio, complete the application. If you're approved, we'll give you a call. If you're not, we'll let you know that you're not approved.
At least you do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're very transparent on that. We're gonna work with everybody because it's a couple different factors involved. And this strategy is like a complete done for you. So you're really not doing anything but providing information, and we're like taking care of everything for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the done with you. And then if you want done for you, but if you want to hop in the course or the actual done with you, same thing, link in my bio. I host weekly webinars as well. Hopping back on that now, weekly webinars as well for the actual do-it-yourself or the done with you. So yeah, just hit the link in my bio and you'll see both options there.
Hey, y'all heard the man. Check it out. Dream Car Secrets literally blew my mind once I learned about it. Been buying a car the wrong way the whole time, but appreciate it, Ratiq, for being on the show. Make sure y'all check out the next episode. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Let's go.